You serious?
Should we?
Well, I don't know how
I don't
long.
mind.
I don't think I heard anything.
If they didn't hear, okay.
didn't.
Welcome to Frostmaiden Aftershow. I guess you've been seeing our mouths moving for ages.
The edited version will have that silent time cut out.
Right. Welcome. My name's Mariana, and I'll play Tallulah, and we're all laughing because we've been talking for like half an hour and you didn't catch any of it.
Welcome to the extended after show.
Yeah, welcome to
I just confirmed
Aftershow,
with
the real deal.
It's an old one.
We've got Belvedere's Better Ball, Razadaz as Illican, and DD Play 20 as our GM Peter. And some of our other players couldn't be here, but some of them actually answered the questions that I had prepared for us to discuss tonight. So we'll be hearing through me some of the thoughts of Theron on some of the questions we had. Do you mind if I do a quick recap of what we already
Go for it.
About? All right. So the first question that we had was a question that Better Ball sent to me. Was about why did the captain give us cold weather clothing if it wouldn't help, and how bad would we be without them? So we asked Peter that. We asked our dearest DM that. And he was like, I'm not going to answer that on the grounds that it may or may not incriminate me, but it does help on certain occasions. Those occasions just didn't happen. Like, we're in Alice Swindale. This is where we were coming from. Okay. We're a bit wary of what circumstances these cold weather clothes are going to help in and why they're not helping right now. It might be there's some magic involved, maybe. And Theron had a theory that it was just the captain pretending to be nice to everyone because he was trying to, like, recruit them, and they're actually not that good and not that helpful. And we'd probably be popsicles by now. And our DM also confessed that he really needed the party to get a long rest the session before, and we eventually did settle down for that. Otherwise, it's going to be troublesome. I don't know. What are you talking about? You keep giving his levels of exhaustion. You do know that at 6 we die, right?
And prepared to stay up all night, but then somebody suggested rotating watches. She was like, okay, I already stayed up one whole night.
That's fair. Then we talked a little bit about what the thoughts of each character were right now. And we started with Better Ball, and let me see if I remember this right. He's happy to see the world, is on vacation. He found some interesting people to travel with, which makes it the more fun. He kind of was a bit miffed that the ship crashed, but there was a small setback, and she's off to see the world and is happy.
Should have been swimming in azure waters by now, but no, the boat couldn't fly.
There you go.
I don't know about these airships. The ones in water seem to do fine.
Y'all should know any ship that Mariana's on is going to crash.
Why?
Wow.
I actually did sailing, and I am good at it. I don't know why this happened.
Next
D&D
campaign that involves a boat at the start.
Next one is a spaceship.
I'm going to be an Aarakocra.
Spelljammer. This should just-
Oops, all Aarakocra.
And that's when it'll be in space.
Maybe I'll be a winged tiefling.
Ooh, interesting. Then we moved on to Illican, and Illican is happy in the sense of this is what he expected, this is what he's used to. He feels like he's back home. He came here for trials, he came here to prove himself, and it's being a trial. Every step there's something that he's having to endure or test himself against, and that's what he's used to and he's comfortable with. So he's all right with that. He's not so happy to go back to the clan, as far as I understand, but he's happy to be traveling the land and come back to do what he's here to do, right? Prove himself and get this land bent to his will and Thrime
Yes.
and get it for Thrime, right?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
And he's getting along decently with everyone. Like his mentality, like either you're strong and useful or you're just weak. So
and everybody finds that the gift is useless. So we
and the gift is just you. To him, he's just dead bait. So
yeah, exactly.
doesn't
And
understand
the
why
DM,
you drag him along. But
Because he
the
survived
DM
the crash.
Yeah, the DM admitted that he's been trying to kill it because he expected us to not give a damn about him and die in the first episode, and it didn't.
should have said
and
something. Like,
Oh,
they're looking
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
remember.
kill this NPC.
Yes,
Like,
please.
didn't need an excuse.
Well, do for him, Zed. Cut him in half with a portal and it's done.
Yara remembers there will be no killing the innocents while she's around.
That is true. That is true. And we also had Theron's thoughts on that. Theron's on very high alert. He's not trusting the gift, so we've established that nobody is at the moment. And he's ready to spring into action. The cold is making him get snappy. And he's concealing it for the moment, but it won't take long for him to show how not so cool he is right now. So that'll be interesting, especially if we're surrounded by Goliaths that can squish us. We'll see how that goes.
It's worth noting that Illiken is a pipsqueak to these Goliaths.
A little smaller
Yeah.
than that, huh?
Yeah.
7.8.
Well, we can take them, sure. Lol. We'll
Yeah,
try
well-
to get out of there without fighting. That's the goal.
Betables longer than they are, so
That is true. And we also went through any theories on why Tallulah was kidnapped after a little bit where Peter was trying to find ways to destroy Better Ball's ability to just go into the fishbowl, which is unsuccessful. We are happy to say that he can keep his fishbowl intact.
Yeah.
And according to the early theories, Better Ball was saying that clearly she's a bad person. I mean, she's a criminal. That's why she was in a jail cell. There's not much to say about that. Though he warmed up a bit to her for seeing that she was scared of the Goliath, but then they hugged and that made him more soften up to the Goliath too. So it's kind of like, all right, let's see where this goes. Theron had no thoughts on Tallulah yet. Or at least he didn't want to say them to me. I had my theory that there's someone after her that might be part of the party or not, so she's keeping an eye out. And did you say anything you're looking about Tallulah kidnappers? I don't think you said any theories you have.
Not like a strong opinion, like a theory of why, but it's like I do believe he was very angry. He was angry, but he was angry he couldn't stop them.
Stop them, yeah.
Because he's been with her like he hasn't known her like for a very long time, but
He's been here with a couple of weeks now, yeah.
it's this kind of got bond, and she doesn't strike him as Mog, doesn't strike him as dishonorable. Yeah, she's sneaky, but she hasn't done anything that would make him think she's up to something or she's suspicious. He
Took
just
his
thinks
sword
that these
at the
people just
end.
ambushed her for
It's not a sword, it's a warhammer.
Oh, it's a warhammer.
Warhammer.
I
Yeah.
thought it was a blade.
No, it's the warhammer. And then also Peter is asking, what did Tallulah think about what the gift said about Neverwinter? I explained that, Tallulah doesn't know anything about Neverwinter. She's never been there until session 0 of this campaign. So she found it interesting and she's going to go back, but she thinks that the people involved in this might be her old enemies from Waterdeep. So she's like, if they are now in Neverwinter, she's going to go after them and she needs to know what the layout, how things work in that city. And I also clarified that even though she's a sea elf, if there are some discrepancies to the lore, is because she's never met a sea elf and she doesn't know she's a sea elf. And you guys gonna find out throughout the sessions why that is. And I was coming up with the last question, right? I think, or one of the last questions that I had prepared is that if there are any early theories on what crashed the ship.
It was a mountain, clearly.
It was a mountain?
Yep. We hit something. It was clearly a mountain.
Illiken.
See, this is hard because Raza has read a few things. But Illiken, as far as he doesn't really fly a lot. So the fact that this thing crashed, again, he's not a stranger to hardship. It's like, of course it did. Of course it crashed. Good, more of a trough. He doesn't have exactly. Doesn't. Yeah, you wouldn't. He just. Oh, stupid ship just malfunctioned. Something. Doesn't know how ships work.
We do have a theory from Theron saying a dragon? ? If someone killed a pilot, since they already just bring out the ogre from the cells, they would need to make certain as to have a way of commanding the ship in passage, and it just turned out wrong, and they ended up crashing the ship.
The captain didn't see the iceberg because the majority of it was under the air.
I have a question for Illiken. First, Raza, have you ever seen the show A-Team?
A-Team?
Yeah.
The show? No,
or
not
the
a lot.
movie.
The movie? Yeah.
Is Illiken now afraid of flying like B.A. Baracus is?
No, actually, as I said, all the hardships he's like anything that doesn't kill him makes him stronger. So he's not traumatized yet.
The GIF can jump off a 60-foot cliff and not be scared, so Illiken naturally has to be able to jump off a 300-foot one.
Without further fall.
See, Tallulah has a theory that there were other prisoners on the ship that intercepted. Like, I'm a little bit with Sarah on this one, that someone intercepted this to try. It just went wrong. It ended up crashing instead of just taking over the ship. That's what she's used to, is plans like that. Just went very wrong.
If they would have just let Bait upstairs, he could have saved them all.
That's true. Peter, are any of our theories any close to reality of what crashed the ship? You don't have to say which one. You just have to say if any of us were.
I would say
close.
One of them is close to part of it.
So there were multiple factors.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right. Cool.
It's me, because we hit a mountain.
Multiple mountains.
If I were to chime in and say, like, not Illiken's thoughts, but my thoughts, I think it's like a little bit of a few things. I think that there was an escape attempt planned, but the crash was not meant to happen. I think that was an external force. It's one of those things that, you can't plan for everything. They're like, in the middle of their plan to break out, there's ogre, and then something hit the ship, and then it just all went wrong from that.
Second ship.
Yeah, if you recall, the wind was blowing the ship side to side, and it was having issues. So several people failed their acrobatics, their dexterity saves.
Who can do a good pilot voice? Attention, we seem to be hitting turbulence. If everybody could please fasten their seatbelts.
That a ball hops into his bowl.
Yeah, a bit of all the fish bowl.
The legendary fish bowl. For anyone who is not familiar with Pact of Genie, you do get a Genie's Vessel at level 1. So as an action, you can magically vanish and enter your vessel, which remains in the space you left it, or with who you left it. The interior of the vessel is an extra dimensional space. The interior is pointed to however you like and at a comfortable temperature. While inside, you can hear the area around the vessel as if you were in its space. You can remain in the vessel up to the number of hours equal to twice your proficiency bonus. You exit the vessel early if you use a bonus action to leave, if you die, or if the vessel is destroyed. When you exit the vessel, you appear in an unoccupied space closest to it. Any objects left in the vessel remain there until carried out, and if the vessel is destroyed, every object stored there harmlessly appears in an unoccupied space closest to the vessel's former space. Once you enter the vessel, you can't enter again until you finish a long rest.
I know what the inside of his vessel looks like. I just posted it on the party chat. So.
Oh. Was this something he sent to you?
No.
Or...
No.
I've just seen I Dream of Genie.
Oh my god,
No.
okay.
That
Jesus
is
Christ,
not.
that is not.
So, as opposed to a lamp and a cylinder like that, Beta's bowl is more of the traditional flat-sided canteen-style fish bowl, filled about 3/4 with water, with one of those like floating islands that covers most of the top, with like a couple of holes to get down in the water. Little umbrella and a beach chair and a
Palm
nice sign
trees.
that says "Gone Fishing." And then, of course, some nice thick layer of mud and silt and plants in the bottom where he can just chill out and enjoy.
So basically, we're going to be in Icewind Dale. If we get to level 14, we're going to be in Icewind Dale, and Beta was like, come on. And we just go, like, for the long rest, just chill.
Might
in
be
the
10 or
beach.
12, but eventually I can take up to 6 people with me, I believe.
There you go. So we're going to take our long rest chilling in the ball. Because we
Some
can
might
hear
get a long
everything.
rest. I don't think I can.
Illican can carry the bowl back through the spine of the world to where it's warm, and then everybody comes out and y'all can continue your lives questing in Faerun.
I mean, I just wanted to be a fish with a fishbowl, but for any of you metagamers out there, eventually, as a warlock, you can take a 10-minute short rest in your fishbowl, which is epic.
That is true, yeah. Peter's like, why did I agree to this?
Because Belvedere doesn't metagame.
That is true. That is true. You don't metagame and you don't min-max. You enjoy difficult characters to play.
Yeah, my
Admirable.
character for Legends of Methus is not metagaming at all.
No, I will need to talk to you about that, actually. You don't have to worry about it because not everyone is ready to have their characters for that. So it's going to be a one-shot. I actually wanted to say if you want to record it, it'll be interesting because it'll be a very special one-shot, which is related to the story plot behind Methus, which will come up as you guys level up and experience it. So that'll be interesting.
So are the newbies allowed to play in the one shot?
Everybody is allowed to play in the one shot. It's for the
Join
people.
the
It's
Discord. You can play. You can play. You can play.
everybody can play. We literally have so many things going on.
Watch us
There'll
end
be
up
more.
with 15 people wanting to play. I'm gonna wake my wife up.
No, it's okay.
Suddenly Peter can't play anymore.
So I had one other question, and which was for everybody, and I'm going to start with Peter this time.
Uh-oh.
From session 0 until now, what did you think was the funniest moment?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know.
That is a tough one. Here's the thing. All of y'all do things that just blow me away. You're all so much younger than me. You're full of energy, and I'm over the hill and pushing 60. So, I've enjoyed Yara's communication method. The scariest moment definitely was the deep voice. That just creeped me out. And then, there's just so many of them. I can't really narrow a funny moment down because every character has several of them.
But I was trying to play a serious character.
Better Ball.
And that's
Better Ball is serious. It's just we find him hilarious.
Better Ball's eyes.
It's so good.
Yeah. And I don't know. I can't really narrow it down.
You don't have to narrow it down to one. You can say some of your favorite moments then.
Okay. Let's see. Jem has had her reaction to certain events that happen, and she's like freaking out in that French accent.
Yeah, the drinking.
Yeah. And Illiken is kind of, he hasn't really struggled to be funny. He's more intimidating, and he reacts in a way that is funny to me because it brings out a reaction in others.
Right.
Because of the way he's intimidating. And that the first laugh I got was from Illiken when I heard his voice. Because Raza can throw out a voice that catches me off guard, like tonight with the French accent. I was wondering how was he going to pull off her voice. And
I practice characters that sound similar, so I can kind of do it. It's not going to be as good as hers, but it's like I'll try.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, there are times where in the Discord server we play games where we practice our voices and role play. So you might catch one of those. We need to finish that up. Actually, Peter, we'll get back to doing that at some point. Better Ball, favorite moment
is the voice you practice when you watch Beauty and the Beast because it's one of your favorite movies, and you play out the parts of the duster.
No,
that's not how Raza got his voice. Okay.
Didn't even think of that.
That was okay. This is my funniest moment.
He's changing his answer.
I will say definitely one of the top 5 is that every time Peter jumps with Yara's scary voice, I smile at that for sure.
I cover my ears and forget my earphones are in there.
Illiken stealing Jem's wine and chugging it, and the whole breaking the bottle into action. That was quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
She's like,
kind of everybody's reaction, for those that missed it, was in session 0 when Peter was trying to get the group together, and a few of us are playing very cautious people, and we were on the streets like just avoiding each other, and Peter was like
hilarious.
So just the interactions or seeing people,
it was pretty funny hearing Mariana complain that she had nothing to do through the 0 session.
No, I didn't complain during the session, but when Peter told me what was going to happen, I was like, damn it, I'm not gonna play.
Well,
So I
the
did complain
intent
a
was to
bit.
get onto the ship and do the crash in the 0 session.
I realized. I'm not judging. I
I
knew.
know,
I understand what
but-
you're trying to
But
do.
because I have a group of heavy role players, it slowed down everything.
Yeah. Illigan, well, yours.
But it was worth it.
It was worth it.
That's a hard one. Like as Peter says, it's,
I got another funny moment.
you got another one.
Illiken breaking down doors and having a crowd of people.
I was gonna get
I
to
was
that.
gonna say that was one of my favorites.
No, I wasn't gonna start with my own, but I was gonna start something. I was gonna say, again, like Peter's like different. There's different time, like different characters at different times. I like Jem. She's like so.
Gem's hilarious.
Can be
I
so
love Gem.
flamboyant, but she can be really like sassy. She's had some good moments in there, especially when she was telling off the captain. Her interactions with Illiken again with the wine. I do like Peter's reactions as well to Yara's voice. That was pretty fun. Those were pretty funny.
Every time.
Yeah, I know Bedable's not. Yeah, I know Bedable's not trying to be funny, but it's just like the way he reacts seems like very like alien and like weird, but in a funny way to other people. They're like, you know, it's the eyes, really, like the fish eyes. Yeah, and obviously, yeah, I have my own with Illiken. He's very, he's not. Again, he's not trying to be funny, but it's like he can react in ways that get a reaction, as you said, Peter. Like it's a reaction out of people. Like he can be very, either can be very like thoughtful, or can be just really like impactful. He just does things.
Yeah.
So that's also something. Yeah, there's so many good moments in there.
I mean, for me, today was when Belvedere was doing and there was this fountain where the whale went. I can just imagine Bedable just doing the water. And then there was the lady that was pouring the oil, like, I was like, that to me was hilarious. Like, I wish I could have, like, my character had seen it. That was a brilliant one.
There'll be time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a brilliant one.
I was kind of going back to that. We finished that moment, and I was like, oh, I missed an opportunity because Jem could have like I was looking through her spells afterwards. She could have embellished it a little bit. She could have like a silent image of like a statue or something. I was like, no, you know what? It's fine the way it worked out. This is more Bedable's kind of expression of it. So I was like, that's fine. She'll get it. She'll get a different chance to do that. So it was pretty good. But yeah, fun, yeah.
I don't know if it appears, but the split eyes were kind of inspired by the concept art, all thanks to DB, who plays Jem, which you can see back there. So in one of the pictures, the eyes were a little more protruded, which kind of gave me the idea of the more independent eyes. And this is what we came up with, which is great.
What's that in your hand?
So in the hand is his little dagger.
So
it's like
hooked?
It's like a claw, like a claw of some.
I was actually going to point at my screen when I asked, but then I realized nobody will see where I'm pointing.
Nobody can see. Yeah, so he's got like this. It's a fancy dagger. It's like a big curved blade. Looks like a natural claw of some sort of. I mean, he hasn't really had it out, but anyone who sees it in the sheath can see the curve, and it's got like this handle with a little jewel in it. Pretty fancy compared to everything else that is on him. So.
But again, speaking of better boards, I actually do have a funny moment that came to me. It's the time where he was interacting with Tallulah, and he told her that this Galak was looking for her, and he was very angry at her. She got really scared, and that was pretty funny.
I also liked when he was pretending to blow kisses. at everyone.
I've been wanting to bring that one back. I have my note so that when I'm speaking to her, I can just say hi or whatever. It hasn't come up yet, but I'm waiting for a throwback to that one for sure.
Oh, that was such a good one. Yes, I also really like Gem's. I love Gem's accent, and I really like when she's like, "No, no, I hate this. This is terrible." She starts complaining about it. It's such a good moment. Tallulah is not a funny character. Tallulah is and she's very wary at the moment as well. So I don't really have a funny moment with her. Perhaps just the one with Bedapole where she's like, no, he's not. Is he mad at me? Should I be scared? Because then you were screaming because Illiken was screaming because he was in pain because his leg was dislocated. And he was coming at her. She's like, he is scared. He's mad at me.
He is coming for me.
He's coming
Run.
for me.
If you recall, when you were taken in the alley, you were in a darkness bubble. And
Yeah.
he was in there too, so for all you know, he hit you.
She doesn't believe that for one single reason, which is if he wanted to have taken her, he could have taken her whilst on the way to Neverwinter and the many nights that they spent alone. It would have been much, much easier. So to her, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
He would wait in the dark.
And I would,
Like-
yeah, knowing him, like, if he was to do something like that, which he wouldn't because it's dishonorable for him, he would have let her go first and then gone, why would he go first?
Yeah. Why would he go first? Yeah, there was a few things that didn't add up to that. Also, Illiken likes to demonstrate his strength to give people a fair chance of fighting. He's also always been about that, and she doesn't think that Illiken did it. But she just thought that maybe he was mad that she left. She didn't know that Illiken had been knocked out at the same time as her. So to her, he might have thought, oh, she just left me here, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he was mad at her. That's what she was thinking. But that was, and I got a favorite NPC, by the way. It was the man that Illiken met when he kicked down the door.
The
And
one
he
in
was
his
just like-
underwear.
The gun
The
is
one in his
underwear.
underwear.
Yeah.
He's
That
just
was,
like, man, well, I don't know what
You-
a Tallulah is, but I can get you some.
You improvised that well, Peter. You can do that.
I did. I improvised everything in that session
That was so good.
because
That's
y'all
like my
went
favorite
totally
NPC.
off script for what I had prepared.
I enjoyed the bartender who was bitter about serving water.
Yeah. I like
Oh
that
yeah.
too.
If you want water, there's like a bucket around the back or something.
There's a barrel outside. There's a rain barrel outside.
There's a rain, yeah, it's like a rain barrel around the back. So okay. Clearly he took offense that he didn't want his beer.
Yes, and he also was like really mean, and he gave like really bad bread out, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, he was stingy on the food. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, not good for customers. That
Not good customer service and never went.
not good customer service, not at all.
Biggest surprise of the night was when Stephanie showed up because I knew she was traveling out of town, and I was fine with her not being able to play because we had it handled. But when she tried to log in, I was like, whoa, cool. And then Jem, for those who don't know, is feeling under the weather tonight. That Justine, who plays her, is not Jem. Well, actually, Jem is too now, but
Jem's not great either, but
Yeah, Jem is. Actually, I was impressed that she was rolling decent in the comms, but then yeah, I was gonna catch up to her eventually.
it was only a 10 saving DC on the comms.
NDC, yeah.
yeah. Not his bad.
Belvedere petting his fish.
Yeah, actually, I can put the background of my character as well because all the art. Did you do the? Does it show on the intro already?
Yes.
Everybody's art.
Yes.
Mine doesn't work right away.
Is it like reversed in everybody's screen or just on mine? Do I have to fix my camera?
I
Or does
don't
it say,
know.
Yours
does it
is,
say Loba Baba, or
it
does it
says
say?
better ball.
Okay,
But,
because on my screen
Loba
it's
Baba.
like mirror image.
no, mine
Let
doesn't look
me
good.
see. No, but you can see Illiken's eye on the side. It doesn't look good the rest.
Yeah, you can't see me, but you can kind of see. You're looking.
The
There
last
you go.
photo I got was Raza.
Right.
And then before that,
actually,
it was
mine, I think, Tallulah, right? Was it Theron?
it was
I think Tallulah was one of the last ones.
Belvedere.
Really?
Yeah, he sent me 3 pictures,
Yeah.
and they were like from
I'm sorry, I don't have pictures of myself.
the belly button up or something like that. And
The
I
belly
needed
button up.
I needed a little more to the picture. And then, of course, Ramon sends me from the elbows up.
Still the favorite, I see. Mine got denied, but yours was okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, he was
so-
going to deny me at first, but then he's like, you know what? I made it work. He was like, no, I need it. I need it.
Yeah,
He's like,
worked
you know
for
what?
a
Never
long
mind.
time.
See, I really like Tallulah's art. We discussed what she was going to look like because of what I managed to have ready for her. So I really like how she did that. And all the daggers, because Tallulah's got like 6 daggers or something.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
when Mariana sent me her photo, I actually did a blue skin version for it.
Yes, I can show that actually. I immediately told Peter, like, I prefer my skin color. Thank you. So I don't look good.
I saw
in
that.
blue.
I was like,
Yeah. Let me see. Where do I have that? I do have it. It's just a matter of where exactly. Da-da-da. Yeah, it was not a good. It was not a good. It's not a good one. It's Peter. Peter was mean to me.
I just thought it was cool that I turned your skin blue. That was a challenge.
I mean, it's not Peter being mean so much as Peter being Peter.
Yeah.
That is true. Peter being Peter. That is very
Peter.
true. So there you go. I don't look great.
Yeah.
I do not look great.
You look like the original, like, Smurfette.
I like that.
before she became a
I
true
could deal
Smurf.
with that. I could deal with that. I could deal with that.
I'm going to put my photo up. Oh, wait, I don't have one.
oh,
I don't have
yes.
character art. I have a
You
photo of it.
have your DM in the sunglasses.
Yeah, just
Are you in
Yeah, that
sunglasses?
one,
I
yeah.
don't
pretty
remember.
Yeah,
stylish
sunglasses.
one. I thought it was a pretty
Alright.
stylish one.
Well, Jem, if you're listening,
We love your we love your character.
Peter would like you to redraw his portrait as a cartoon in sunglasses.
Oh, my Lord.
Commission. Commission it.
So, unless your plans are to reveal all in-game as the story unfolds, how does Raza feel about letting the viewers know what Limkin is up to?
Right. The viewer, it's canon now that Limkin is connected, so
You gotta let the audience in on the
all ties to Limkin and the Thrime, which
yeah.
for those that don't know much about the lore of deities, Thrime is the god of frost giants and strength. And in the Lost Dwarves of Fandelver,
Which is another campaign on the
there's
server.
another yes, it's a Belvedere special. It depicts Limkin, who seems to everyone like an ordinary goblin, but he believes that he embodies the essence of said giant god. And when he, as he travels around with his companion Benita, who is his acolyte, or as I think we call her, like his his first or his
It's first disciple. Yeah.
first
His
disciple.
First disciple.
There it is. Again, it's quite comical because you have a goblin and you have like
A little halfling.
and a little
monk.
halfling, and when he rages, because he is a barbarian, should have started with that. When he rages, he kind of like shifts the personalities between Limkin, mischievous kind of goblin with an attitude, and Thrime, which is again that portrays that aura of strength and power. Although it doesn't always come across in games because sometimes what he projects out and what actually happens is very different. But that's D&D.
And
Sometimes you can hit a burn.
Yeah. Yeah.
All that strength with nothing to hit. It's...
Yeah. And Limkin, right? We in session 0 we heard Illiken arriving at Neverwinter with Tallulah, and Limkin was with them. He met them at the gates and then went on his own merry way to meet Bonita, his first disciple. And it's basically happening simultaneous that he's in the Lost Walls of Phandelver.
Yes. So just for yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say just a little background. The reason that Illiken worships Thrime is not all, it's because of Limkin. When he was taken in by a goblin clan that was led by Limkin, and Limkin, again as Thrime, trained up this young Goliath to be his original heir to or disciple. But he had a separate mission for him, and that's why when they got to Neverwinter, Limkin had one path, and he sent Illiken on his own mission to Icewind Dale. So it's happened simultaneously.
So yes, I, knowing both games, enjoyed Tallulah's little eye roll at Illiken referencing Limkin, knowing that she and I shared in the fact that he was this little tiny goblin. So I just thought the audience might appreciate that
I
as well.
personally,
Yes,
I
yes,
love Lincoln.
And I think the best part about it was that she was like, "Oh yeah, Limkin, be Frostmaiden." She doesn't believe it the same way as Illiken does, which is the exact opposite of Bonita, my other character, who's like, "Limkin, the god, he's a god. Come on." It's 180. Yeah, for sure.
180. It really is.
And in Last Dwarves of Phandelver, which was Lost
That's good.
Mines
of
of Phandelver,
Yes.
Yeah.
Belvedere changed the name because he keeps killing my freaking characters.
Right, he
He
didn't start
rang out a
like
challenge,
that.
and he accepted.
Yes.
It's
You
gotten
gave him
so
a good
bad
idea.
that Zenny had to create a cleric to come help.
Thank you, Zenny, if you're watching this.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Saved us from an early end, I would say.
Yes, for sure. But we cannot blame everything on Belvedere. It's not. You gave him an idea. He just rolled with it.
Yeah.
Because it was a good idea.
7 dwarves.
7 dwarves, and now we have a
I'm
Snow
on
White too.
Dwarf number 4, I think.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you have 3 more.
And their statues are in the room we just reached.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We now have a Snow White
Yeah.
to those 7 dwarves.
That was
No
a
Lost
surprise.
Mines you've ever played.
It's a different Lost Mine, so come and check it out.
Question. I can't kiss Snow White. Wait, it's Sleeping Beauty, not Snow White.
Peter, are you okay?
Peter, you're in the wrong fairy tale, Peter.
Pretty sure all of the old princesses got awoken by a kiss.
Yeah,
no,
but
not
the
all
7
of them.
dwarves
but-
had Sleeping Beauty, didn't they?
No.
No, it's Snow White and the 7 dwarves is the name of the.
Yes.
Of the
Sleeping
fairy
Beauty
tale.
is a different tale.
Well,
Sleeping Beauty
anyways,
is the one with the 3 fairies and Maleficent.
I am
Yeah.
currently playing a female, so I won't be kissing her.
Nobody's gonna be kissing her. This is not.
She's
She
gonna
doesn't
get a
want
Green
tea. She's
Goblin
asleep.
kiss.
Green Goblin. Link Thrime is too busy trying to get revenge for one of your dwarves. Actually, I believe another thing about Limkin, again, not much to anyone's surprise. There's an enmity between goblins and dwarves that he also kind of pushes to a new level.
The best part is there's an enmity between giants and dwarves, and there's an enmity between goblins and dwarves, and he's both a giant and a goblin. He has to hate dwarves.
He has to hate them.
One thing's for sure.
Illiken's gonna love them, so.
I'm getting
world is
playing
balanced.
dwarves out of my system.
But yes. Of all the dwarves, all these siblings, all these dwarves coming on, and the only one that they took a liking to was his character Dopey, who I found was hilarious because he seemed like a very sweet soul, but he was a paladin of conquest, just like running around smiting things. But he was the only dwarf that he actually even came close to even like respecting for his strength. And, he's even to the fact that he's taken up arms to hunt down the creature that killed Dopey.
Yeah, and then, poor Dopey makes it through an episode, and I'm thinking, yes, I survived. And then all of a sudden, Belvedere kills the dude. I'm like, oh, man. Didn't even get a turn to fight back.
I only gave you 2 failed death saves. You failed the 3rd one on your own.
That's true.
You get 1 chance and you fail.
No, you gave me 1 roll.
Yep.
And then I was prone, and the next death save, you whacked me and ended up being 2 death saves.
I took away 2. You failed the last one on your own.
I think the worst part was that you were like, you stabilized. You managed to get through 3 death saves, and he stabilized.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, he somehow survived. He did it. And Belvedere's NPC just comes out as like, stab. You're back down. Stab. 2 failed death saves. What are you gonna do now? Fail the 3rd one? Oh well. that was the thing. Well, I think we're kind of like
have
going
time
off
for one more question.
Yeah.
Can I hijack it?
Take it.
Peter, I know you were only one part of the votes, but if you look at each character that you guys chose for the game, what was kind of the first thing that drew you to that character, and have you seen it, or?
For each character chosen?
Yeah, for
Okay.
everyone, because you guys kind of sat down and went through the little quick concept to pick.
I'm going to start with Belvedere because he sent like 16 characters.
I sent 3, which was asked, and then you said, oh, you don't have to stop at 3.
I was thinking he'd send another 3, to be honest. I didn't know it would skyrocket from there. So
I think I said another 3 right away, and then it was like 1 a day until you were like,
my
no,
first
no more,
thought
no more,
with
please.
Belvedere was my 2 favorite were Beta Ball and a Loxodon. I forget what the Loxodon's name was. Trunks.
Don't give too much away. He may still come up.
And I was thinking, hearing Belvedere play an elephant with Trunks and the stuff he could do with that character would be really good. I forget, what class was he?
We'll
I think
possibly
he was
find
Barbarian.
out.
Anyways.
Barbarian makes sense. Yes.
Anyways,
You're
then
trying.
Raza submitted 1 or 2
Why? What made you choose
and-
Beta Bowl?
Well, I'll get to that.
Ah.
Because
First
Raza had
off-
a better barbarian.
Greg chose Bedable right off the bat. He was like, "That's the one," right? And I'm like, "Yeah, but we already have a warlock in Stephanie, right?" And I liked the idea that Stephanie's character used sign language and all of that. So I was thinking, can we really have 2 warlocks on the team? What about balance and all that, you know? So it took me a little bit to come around to Beta Bowl because I really like the idea of both that and Trunks. And then to top it off, Tallulah is a sea elf, half sea elf. And,
well, yeah.
and
like,
so
why,
then
why
we
did
have
you
2
choose
characters
Tallulah?
that are water involved. And I thought, well, how do I... Okay. But it all worked out. Jen actually said, y'all pick. So... I ain't got time for this. Actually, she said, I'll let you know tomorrow a few times. And then, oh, I forgot. Y'all pick. and but her kids were getting ready to go back to school at the time, I think so. And then, let's see. Jem was chosen because, well, at first I thought, I don't know if she's going to like playing a flying character because in a blizzard the character won't be able to fly. You know? And there's a lot of blizzards in Icewind Dale, so the purpose of having her goal of having an Aarakocra, if it was because of the flying, I don't know if she would get the enjoyment she wanted out of that. So, but then in session 0, that laid that all to rest anyways. But by that point, we had already chosen. I decided to roll with that, and Greg picked Jem as well. And then Tallulah was... what were the other ones you submitted?
Yeah, I submitted to you a Owlin Ranger and a male Harrigan Paladin.
Yeah. And, well, see, I didn't go Paladin because, although thinking back, hearing you talk about talking in character with a Paladin would be interesting. But, Theron submitted 1 character.
Right.
That narrowed down the choice. His background was 3 sentences. I'm like, because he's not as experienced as everybody else on the group, so I kind of expected that. And then, so I thought, well, he's going to be the paladin. I already have 2 warlocks. I'm not going to have 2 paladins.
Right. Fair enough.
And I was hoping someone would be a healer, but
it also gave you the obviously the audience will find out eventually, but Peter had an idea that he wanted to explore that my character's backstory fitted perfectly into what he wanted to do. So that came, like, I remember we were talking about it and you're like, yeah, that fits perfectly. So we'll go with that. So
yeah.
what made you choose Illiken?
Well,
they needed a frontliner.
He wasn't a goblin. No, I chose Illiken because, first off, Raza has this deep voice thing, right? I didn't realize how deep it would go.
But, he goes deeper than that.
He goes deeper than that. Yeah.
And I thought, well, I don't know if I've... The goblin is a barbarian, right? So I thought...
So is
Path
the
of the Zealot. Path of the Zealot.
Yeah.
Goblin.
So the thing is, right, he sent you 2 female characters, right?
I did.
Illiken.
Yeah.
I do remember we talking about it. So it was
Clover,
Clover,
Illican.
which was my halfling divine wizard, and I had Isabella, who
Divine
was like
is
a
a
noble.
sorcerer, I think, isn't it?
Shadow, yeah, she was like a rogue sorcerer, like shadow sorcerer.
Okay.
Then we had Illican.
Wait, Isabella? Like the Isabella that we know. Isabella. Okay. More
I
crossovers.
thought about
There
that
was-
one, but
Also,
I knew that Mariana was likely
gonna be a
going to
rogue.
be the rogue, and so.
hmm.
But you also had the divine sorcerer, which is a healer, and this party has
it?
no real healer. So I thought about that, and that almost made it, but
Who needs a healer when you have a barbarian?
I wanted a meat shield, definitely.
Yeah, as I say,
wanted to meet
he
you.
said to me, "It's all good, but we already have a few casters. How do you feel about like a frontline?" I was like, "Cool." And then that's when I had fun with it because I was like, "Okay, Goliath. Okay, I always wanted to play Goliath. Oh, we're linked to Icewind Dale. That's good." And then I was like, "How can?" Then we were playing Lost Mines in the background. So I'm like, I could tie this in: Frost Giants, Limkin, Thrime, Goliath, Illican. Okay, it just went from there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
fair.
And who's
Okay.
left?
You said Yara, you like the sign language. You said Jim, it was you already spoke.
Venerable.
Venerable was the first one.
Lula.
Not everyone.
We think you got everyone.
Yeah, you went through everyone.
So, yeah.
I do like how Jem's feathers. I love that. I actually see it like happening. I
Well,
think in
birds-
images.
yeah,
So
birds do that.
So-
Yeah.
yeah,
Birds do that. They poof up.
yeah.
They poof
So-
up. Had a
So
budget that did that.
expect static electricity in her future.
Wow.
Whenever
You hear
we
that,
touch
Jamie's coming for you.
Gem, we gotta do a con save because you get
Yeah.
electrocuted.
When she touches
Ow.
something metal or something, say, "I need a Constitution save."
Oh. Oh God. Well, I guess we've been having fun. There's quite a few nice little bits of information for everyone out there that's been watching. Do you want to close it down, Peter?
Sure. Just want to say that we will be playing Session 0 this Sunday on this channel. I'm half asleep.
Oh, I was hoping it was this channel.
Also,
Yeah, so we have games all week.
we
have games all
yes,
week,
on
yeah.
Discord. We have unstreamed games. On
Yes.
Twitch, we have the streamed games, of course. Tomorrow night is the one shot, DM'd by Mariana.
Mariana.
And then
Mariana.
Thursday, which game?
Or
Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Dragon Queen.
Thursday night is Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Yes.
No. Thursday night.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thursday night.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
This-
Yeah.
If you're thinking of Lost Mines in the morning,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but we don't
this
have that
week.
this week.
yeah. And all anybody's got to do to sit in on these games and listen in on Discord is to join our Discord.
I believe there's like a time. Did you end up posting that timetable with all the schedules of the
Yeah,
games?
there's a schedule up for everybody that wants to have a look at it.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it's pinned in announcements. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking
Yeah,
about
but
I realize
got-
I pinned it, but
we've
I
got
forgot
campaigns
about it.
for all tastes. We've
Forgot
got
about
campaigns
it.
for all tastes. We've got
For anyone who's interested in our slightly off topic, a week from Thursday, you're almost guaranteed to see a dwarf die. So join us for Lost Dwarf.
Exactly.
So if you like to see some fatalities,
and I
with
will
dwarves,
add to that on the 1st of October. It's a Saturday.
The kill
in
is
the
back.
evening at 8 p.m.
Crypt,
Oh,
Captain
that's
Crypt
Warlocks.
is
Never
true.
mind.
Yep,
I think
Oh,
it's
it's all
French.
Warlocks, Part 3. Hopefully the end, so we can see him do some more Kinkari Chronicles. That one is DM'd by Sir
Right,
Lancelot.
Lancelot.
And
I mean, if you like dragons, there's also Friday nights.
Well, that's right. We have on Fridays we have Forward Onto Dawn. Right now we're doing what's
A
it
dragon
called?
arc.
Like an arc. I can't think right now. A character arc on one of the characters, Denari, who has. I'm not going to spoil too much. You want to come in, but again, strong tie to dragons. If you're really into that, they're doing a really cool
High
fight right
levels.
now. Yeah, again, with a Draco Lich, so you can tune in
In
if you want to see them.
Icewind Dale. We're fighting a Draco Lich in Icewind
That's
Dale.
right, you are in Icewind Dale.
Exactly.
Oh,
Come and
no.
check it out.
Yes.
Belvedere, when is Crit to Kill gonna happen again?
Next session is tentatively the 1st in the morning, though, whereas
Okay.
Warlocks will be at an evening. Yeah,
All
assuming
right. Yeah.
all can make it.
I'll see if I can get my Aarakocra to die.
Just fly up to the vampire.
Just go up to the vampire
nest.
mist up there.
Just try and leave the
and
island again. It's fine. Changing
Try and
islands.
leave. Try and leave again.
I want to
All
come
right.
back as a Dwarven Forge. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Today's Frostmaiden and the Aftershow was brought to you by the Hissing Stones Bathhouse. If you ever find yourself in Baldur's Gate, stop at the Hissing Stones. It'll be the best gold you ever spent. There is no better spa along the Sword Coast.
Hey.
Want to hear us advertise for you? Connect with Peter.
Yay, well done. Wow, I'm going to have you do fake commercials all the time now.
It wasn't fake. They